What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if Arkham Origins should be included in Gotham Knights when you buy Gotham Knights. Now, I had a couple other ideas for this video. I looked back at the comments for the video I just did about, will we get more information on Gotham Knights on Arkham Origins Anniversary, and one of the major things I saw, honestly, I would say over 50% of the comments were saying, all I want is an Arkham Origins remaster. Could they announce that on Origins Anniversary? And that's a fantastic point. And honestly, we've talked about this before. I've talked about this, I think, one or two times over the last, honestly, year and a half I've been covering this. So I think it's good to go back. I think it's good to kind of recap what we know, obviously, with the situation of Gotham Knights, and go from there, okay? So we're going to have, I think, a really, really fun talk here. Really quickly, as always, if you guys are not already subscribed, please subscribe. Please hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And if you guys are not following me on Twitter, PodcastNow15 is my Twitter handle. The link for it will be in the description below. Have a lot of fun over there on Twitter. I know it's a toxic place to a lot of people. I know people say that. I love the Twitter community. I think we have an awesome, awesome time. And honestly, I think we're all really, really nice to each other there. I really feel like we're a different kind of Twitter community than what you normally find over there, okay? So again, link for that's in the description. Okay, so Arkham Origins, we've talked about this, right? There's no way of playing all these Arkham games together, okay? They don't have a collection that includes Origins, pretty much, because they have pretty much every single collection in the book for the other ones, okay? There's the 3 of them. There's 2 of them. You could buy them individually, right? There's Arkham Knight. There's loads of ways to play Asylum City Knight. And obviously, Arkham Origins has always been like the odd man out, but with Warner Bros. Montreal and Gotham Knights, the question is, could they say, hey, we want to give you a little thank you, and we want to kind of look back to the past of Arkham Origins. So let me start off by saying this. I'm right there on board with everybody stating that I do want a remaster. You look at even the PlayStation Plus collection, okay? If you guys don't know what that is, right? That's kind of PlayStation's Xbox Game Pass, right? The new thing they're launching in November with the PS5. Arkham Knight is on there. So if you have PlayStation Plus, you get Arkham Knight for free, okay? You play it. You can play it on the PS5. It'll have some technical updates, okay, with the PS5 helping out. You can obviously play the PS4 games to the PS5, and I get, by the way, I get a lot of people on Xbox as well. I'm just kind of catching people up onto the situation, okay? So Arkham Knight for PlayStation is free right from the beginning, right off the bat. If you have the Return to Arkham thing, right, which I do, I have Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, you can play those obviously through backwards compatibility on your, whether it be Series X, Series S, or PS5, okay? That's all good. But again, there's no way of playing. Now, I guess if you have Xbox, you could, because all the games will transfer, right? So you could still, I guess, be playing Arkham Origins, and I think PlayStation Now will still work as well. So, yes, I'm not saying you cannot play Arkham Origins on the next-gen consoles, but the thing is, again, we've gotten remasters, and if you think about it, okay, the thing has always been, well, we've had a remaster of Asylum and City. We never have really gotten it for Knight, but yet again, Knight is only, 5 years old. Do we need it? Well, technically, again, you look at next-gen, or at least the PS5, and even, again, Series X, they are going to have improvements with this, whether it be backwards compatibility if you're on Xbox or PlayStation. Again, you just get it for free for PlayStation Plus, and it will have technical upgrades. It won't be a full-on made-for-next-gen, okay, Arkham Knight. It's not going to be that, but it's going to be the next best thing, okay? Arkham Origins still has not been touched. So, ideally, you would want this game bundled in some way with Gotham Knights. Now, there's a couple issues. This is where, honestly, the dream starts to fall apart because, again, I'm right there with you guys. I want an Arkham Origins remaster. I think it's not 100% necessary, but it would be a really nice, again, nod saying, hey, we see you. We know that it's kind of been like an underground kind of love for Arkham Origins, right? We know a lot of people have loved it. We want to give you guys something for that, okay? And we want to, celebrate Arkham Origins with you. I agree with all that. I actually think it would make Warner Bros. Montreal look really, really good. On the flip side, again, 2 issues. Number one, if it happens, you would ideally want it to be because I've seen a lot of people say be a pre-order thing. Now, it's not uncharacteristic for that to happen. There are actually, it's not rare. I wouldn't say it's extremely common though either. It's kind of somewhere in between. This can happen where you're having a new game in a series and that game will give you the old games remastered, in them, in that case, okay? It's happened a couple times before. It wouldn't be impossible, but again, it would not be like you wouldn't have to pay for it. So who's doing that? Is there a small team in Warner Bros. Montreal that's working on this? You have to think too, there's a difference now between, not necessarily a difference, but like we're calling it different things with free upgrades and remasters. If you think about it, there is no next-gen remaster that we know of. Okay, there's remakes. There's Demon Souls remake, right? But can you think of, because I can't, there's no remaster. There's only, okay, you get the free upgrade. Cyberpunk in 2021, you will have a free upgrade for it, okay? I guess you could say The Witcher is actually, I'll correct that. The Witcher 3 is the only one I can think of. Remember, Witcher 3 is getting that free upgrade. If you have The Witcher 3 on your Xbox, One or on your PS4, you'll be able to get the free upgrade on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S for free. And it's going to come with enhanced things, right? It's more of that made-for-the-ground-up feel that Watch Dogs is doing, that Assassin's Creed is doing, that Cyberpunk is doing, that Avengers is doing. Okay, that's, like, again, like Sackboy's even doing, if you look at PlayStation exclusives. There's a lot of them, okay? Witcher 3 is the one and only remaster that I can think of. And if they can do it, I guess you could argue, could Warner Bros. Montreal. That's going back a little bit further, right? Witcher was 2015. Arkham Origins was 2017. I think it's possible, but again, would they want to charge for it? Even if you look at The Witcher, technically, not everybody on planet Earth owns The Witcher 3. Now, a lot of us do. Actually, I would assume the majority of people that will play it on next gen already have it. But for those that don't, they will be making more there will be some sales off of that. Most of CD Projekt Red's, most of the people doing it will probably be just doing free upgrades. So they already had the money from us years ago. But there will, I don't know, how many will it be? A couple 100,000? Will it be a couple million? Could it get that high of people that have never gotten The Witcher 3 but will get the next-gen specific version? Will that happen? I think it will. I don't think it'll be millions, though, right? I think it'll be a smaller number than that. And they obviously have made the collective decision in their heads in the company that that's okay, that it's worth it, that obviously, however much, even if they don't make that much money, it's worth doing this little patch job, this little free upgrade thing. Could they do it for Arkham Origins? Well, again, Arkham Origins isn't even fully developed on PS4, Xbox One. Remember, it was for last gen, so it was on PS3 and Xbox 360, so that makes it even more difficult because now they'd be taking a game, again, 7 years old, but on a, not even this gen, going into next gen. It would be on last gen, skipping a generation and going to the current generation. That's a lot. Just flat out, there's really not any more ways for me to say that, right? That's a lot of work, I would assume. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of manpower. That's a lot of effort. I don't know if they would do that for free. So those asking for it as like a pre-order bonus, while it would be a sign of good faith, while it would be a nod and saying like, we see you, we know how much you guys love it, we love you for it, we're very happy that you've supported it for this long, we're going to give it to you for free, okay? They could do that. I just really don't think they will. If they do, they prove me wrong, and that's fantastic. The other issue is, do they want to separate them? So that's number one. Remember, I said there's two issues with this. Number two is, do they want to separate themselves from the Arkham games? Think about it. The whole point of Gotham Knights, and I don't blame them, right? We've talked about this in the past. You have every right to hate Gotham Knights. You have every right to not get on board with it because it's not a Batman game. I'm not judging you. I'm not here to judge you. I never have, right? I think I'm actually one of the only quote-unquote, and I don't even consider myself, right, an Arkham channel, but out of all of us, I'd say I'm one of, if not the only, that doesn't, that's completely okay with you guys hating on Gotham Knights because of that reason, okay? Because ultimately, it's up to you if you want to, you're the ones making that call. And so that's fine. At the same time, you do have to understand, there's no way around it. You have to understand kind of the whole point of it was to get away from the Arkham games, right? The rumor of them doing the Suicide Squad game, of the Wonder Woman game. I mean, think about it. They're trying to get away from Arkham. And then there was the Damian Wayne game, which, you could argue, would that even have been called an Arkham game? So the whole point of Warner Bros. Montreal for the last 7 years is to get away from Batman Arkham and then listen to us, right? We want them to remaster their Arkham game. That could just be a fully off the board thing where it's like, no, they don't want to go back. Even if it's a small team, even if it's basically a small project that doesn't even do all that much, they still, you know what I mean? They may just not want to do it altogether. It could just be something they don't want to do. It could also have been decided from like higher ups that's like, no, you don't touch that game. You're the odd child. That's the odd Batman Arkham game. We're leaving it where it is. We're never going to touch it again. As you can tell, Arkham Knight, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, they still are, you know, things out there. There's still sales on them. I assume they still sell. There's still a lot of talk on those games. There's talk on Arkham Origins, but I would argue it's maybe the least of those 4 games. And you could just maybe imagine Warner Bros. In general saying, like, yeah, we don't really see the need to bring back this game. You guys are doing good. You guys are making Gotham Knights. We're happy with that. We want you to continue that. Leave the past behind you, right? So I see it. I would understand why they wouldn't do it. At the same time, you know, you do have to look at it and say it's the only one that hasn't really been touched since launch, and that kind of sucks because the other ones have been touched. You can now play these games in other ways. Now, again, you can still play them. Like, PlayStation now should still work. You could probably still play it on PS5. Xbox, obviously, right? Everything's backwards compatible, so you'll still be able to play it, but you have the Return to Arkham, you have the collection just all together, you now have Arkham Knight as a free PlayStation game where you can just play it, so you're seeing these games still around. Arkham Origins is not still around, right? I see that as an issue. I see that as something we should get. I just don't know if we will. So again, to wrap it up and say final prediction time, I want it. I'm right on board with all of you guys. I truly do not think we're going to get it at least now. I think we will eventually. I really do. I don't think we're going to go an eternity without getting this. I think one day we will. I just don't think we're getting it with Gotham Knights. Maybe it's around the same time. I mean, definitely that's possible. Maybe they do it like leading up to it, but I don't think we get it at the same time as Gotham Knights. So guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you want this game? Do you think it's possible? What do you think about my reasoning for maybe why it won't happen? Let me know. As always, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, PodcastNow15. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. More Gotham Knights videos coming every 2 to 3-ish days, right? We'll have another one by the end of the week for absolute sure. Thanks for watching so much, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.